Hi everyone, welcome to the second day of RevenueCat's Ship a Ton challenge. Last video was fun to record that, but I was hoping that I am not as robotic as that I sounded in that one and I'm more chill. So I think I will try to do much better in this one. So today I was able to do 3 releases, and if I have to be really honest, today was not a productive day because I wasted a lot of time, wasted a lot of time into a feature, or not a feature, like perfecting something, and we'll get to that later, but let's start with the first one. So I started the day working on a very nasty bug. I knew what happened, but I will just show you what it is. So I have the test flight from yesterday, and when I open it on my mobile phone, it's working. Yes, this is the new iPhone screen mirroring, and this is the first time recording it. So when I would switch from the 2x grid to a 3x one or to a 4x one, and I went back, then it would just crash, and then it would ask me to share the information with the developer. So what I realized was, I knew why this bug happened because I was creating a new meshing custom picker, and when it goes from the 4x to the 3x or to the 2x, then it computes the value again, but the body changes. The body of the SwiftUI view refreshes before it, and it is fetching the color in the color picker. And the classic mistake that I used to make is, it went, because I'm dependent on the index as the bindings, then it crashed because it became a fatal index out of range error. So I added a safe position method after that, and now when I go back to my app and run it, let's run it directly from Xcode because it's much easier. Oh wait, I think this is a new version, so it will like kind of ruin the suspense. So let's see where I have test flight. Where is test flight? How do you, this one? So I will install the next version that I shipped in the morning with the new nasty work. I had to make sure that it is in capitalized, and everyone knows that it took me a lot of efforts. It did not, but still. And now when I switch back, yeah, it's working well. So if you look at the UI, if you have looked at the UI from the previous day, you realize that the UI is very cluttered, and I had a fantastic call with SwiftDev on Twitter. I will link his Twitter account, X account, in the description below. I realized, and he mentioned that the UI feels cluttered, and I know that, but I didn't have an idea of what to do about it. So he suggested me that I use a bottom sheet. If you have seen the Apple Maps, you will notice that it has this bottom sheet which looks really nice, and you can like click on the drag indicator and it goes up till half screen and it gives you more options. So I wanted to implement something like that, and that's what I shipped in the next version, where I redesigned the whole UI. It may have affected a bit of the iPad OS and the Mac OS version, but it is what it is. So now the UI looks much cleaner. I removed everything that I felt was not needed for when working with a gradient, and I kept the main grid size and as the main detailed information, like a peak, and then when you click on the drag, you get the other options. And I have made it in such a way that it hides the meshing AI part, and then when you have the settings or the control panel, you have the gradient on top as well. So when I play around with it, I change the 3x grid, and then I can directly see the changes using the control panel, and then I can click random and get a randomized version or reset to the default one. But there's one thing that I realized after writing an article about it, I will link it in the description as well, is that when I go to the templates and I click on this one, and when I scroll, and then when I drag it back, then it will leave me at this, and it looks really ugly. And it's the same if I have this, if I go back to 2x and I drag back, you would see that there's a little bit of background mention, like, because it's not hidden, right? So that got me into this loop of trying to find a way to do that. And I finally found how to do it using another modifier on the presentation detent, where you can pass in a selection and then listen to the changes of the selection, and then kind of show, like, add a condition to show the peak screen or the detail screen, which is in the test flight that I just released an hour ago. I don't think it's even an hour, but I wasted a lot of time getting it to perfect, and I'm not really happy with that. But so now that you see for the detent, we don't have that. As soon as I open the indicator, then with an animation it will pop in, and it took me some time to get the animation working well. And now everything works as it is. Now when I go to the 3x grid and go to the templates and then scroll down and then go back, you see we are back to the 3x grid. And the problem with this implementation was because I was listening to the changes in the selection detent, it was refreshing the control panel view, and that was interfering with the detent changes. So even if it would print that a detent has changed, like it has become a detailed view, it would not, and I had to click it again to do that. So as funny as it sounds, the solution to this was add a 50 milliseconds delay, so that after the presentation detail has changed, then I will make sure that the animation happens. So if you see, the animation comes slightly later after the detail has completed finishing animating. I'm very happy with it. I wasted a lot of time. I even wrote a whole article. I am planning to write like one article a day, but I really wanted everyone to know about the solution. So, yep. So that was my day, the second day of the hackathon. And for tomorrow, I am planning to have an onboarding screen, because right now it's just a one screen app, and I feel to make it a fully fledged app that is ready for the day one of iOS 18 release, I need to add a lot of features. Like, I've already planned a lot for the next 43 days, and I hope that I am able to at least finish half of them. And till then, see you tomorrow.